Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. I've got the Bitcoin chart up here on the daily, and we can see right now Bitcoin is trading at $42,300. Just in the last hour, we have seen a bit of action for the crypto space. Bitcoin trending upward in this micro trend, breaking this latest high that we just saw back from yesterday, all right, of about 42.2. So you guys can see we dipped back down and now we are making a new high again on this micro trend. This is having an effect on the rest of cryptocurrencies at the moment. XRP is up right now to about 75.3 or 0.753. And it was trading at around 74.2 just within the last few hours. So, not too much movement. We are seeing a spike in volume, which is kind of interesting. And, just going back to Bitcoin here real quickly and throwing it back on the daily. The trend to the upside is clearly a positive thing for us, and we are clearly seeing that this trend is continuing, the micro trend continuing to move upwards, and we have been seeing that trend continue since earlier this year, so since about January 2022. Higher lows, and hopefully we are going to make higher highs. We have been since about February when Bitcoin was trading at about 45,700. Then at the end of March, we did see a Bitcoin price $48,000. So I don't know if this is the grind to the upside that we're expecting before we get to the 702 and then price just collapses, or if this is going to continue onward, break on through to the other side, as they say, and for Bitcoin to actually make new all-time highs throughout 2022 and into 2023. Now, I just did a video yesterday discussing how we are seeing shorter and shorter bear markets as we've experienced cycles over the last decade or so for cryptocurrency ups and downs. And if you guys didn't catch that video I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. If we were to assume that theory was true, and the bear market has already occurred in somewhat of a blink of an eye, I guess some would say, then we could reasonably fathom that Bitcoin could reach 6 digits in this next trend up. So forget about the $70,000, $75,000, $80,000 Bitcoin. That would mean that if that theory is true, that means we could see a Bitcoin north of $180,000 per BTC. But I guess time will tell, guys. Of course, the 702 is what we are going to be eyeing in the meantime. And for XRP, of course, well, it'll follow what Bitcoin does at least at the beginning, but we could see some more movement for XRP depending on when we get a verdict from the SEC lawsuit. Now, here's some news. Just wanted to bring you guys this tweet thread. Michael at Val5Links brought this to my attention. James K. Filan is saying that there are going to be more delays in the case, and he gets into it in a tweet thread that he posted yesterday. The long-running lawsuit between the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission and Ripple is set to reach a major breakthrough this week. The two sides are scheduled to propose a schedule for a summary judgment on Friday. So we are going to be paying attention for tomorrow's release, tomorrow's summary judgment schedule. But Ripple attorney James K. Filan highlighted that while Ripple will likely push for a faster schedule, the SEC is bound to buy for more time. Filan noted that the regulator has repeatedly attempted to delay proceedings and recently succeeded in gaining an extension, as I reported on just the other day. Filan believes that the SEC will continue its trend to delay the proceedings in the case. He said it would come as a surprise if the commission agrees to the motion without any obstacles. However, if both parties can agree to the conclusion, then it will make the proceedings easy for the court. Let's not forget that this crucial lawsuit has already seen much delays in the proceeding. Meanwhile, the reopening of expert discovery until May 13th over Dr. Metz's report and the defendant's rebuttal report filing has been added to the delay list of the case. And James K. Filan explains it, guys, over here. This is a lengthy tweet thread. So if you guys are interested and you want to understand in detail what is happening and how all the legalese surrounding it, what needs to occur, what the judge is going to consider, James K. Filan goes over it. I'm going to go over parts of this tweet thread. So here he says, a summary judgment. I'm seeing a lot of discussion of timing projections for the filing of summary judgment motions and a decision on the motions. I thought I would weigh in because Judge Torres has a very particular and very complicated process that might be completed before the motions for summary judgment can even be filed. The point of this thread is to help you understand that this is a longer process than you may realize. So he's preparing us, guys. Buckle up for the reality of it. First, any party that wants to move for summary judgment has to provide the other parties an electronic copy in Microsoft Word format, specifically of its statement of material facts pursuant to all these local rules. So here he gets into the nitty-gritty of exactly what needs to happen. I'm going to skip over all this because unless you guys are actually interested in the particular details of all the things that need to be filed. If you're a legal-minded type, you might be interested in this. But I think for most of you guys, I'm just going to skip down here. In tweet number 11, he says, I have to think that Ripple, Brad, and Chris would want to waive these requirements and will be pushing very hard for a faster schedule. But with the SEC delaying the case at every turn, you really must wonder if the SEC would ever agree to waiver and make this battle less cumbersome or faster for anyone, even for Judge Torres. Even if the parties agree to waive the requirements, Judge Torres has to agree to the waiver. On top of all this, remember the expert discovery has been reopened for May 13th, as we know, and the filing of Ripple defendants' supplemental rebuttal report. Also, I expect that these parties will challenge some of the other parties' experts, although I expect that to be a part of the summary judgment process. The amicus brief also needs to be reviewed. The point is that all of this adds to the time it will take for Judge Torres to make a decision because those challenges have to be decided. All of this is very complicated and will be slower than we want. I don't want you to be disappointed when the briefing schedule comes out. I don't think we will see a schedule that contemplates briefing beginning in June, he says. I think that a more realistic timeline for summary judgment motions would be opening briefs in either July or August, so still several months away. And then all briefing completed by either October or November, guys. The issue of the Hinman documents and emails is still being decided, but I think the decision on that would be made while the summary judgment motions are pending, which is why I believe the Ripple defendants have said they are prepared to go forward on summary judgment before that issue is decided. And for reference, Judge Torres recently issued a summary judgment ruling in a complicated case involving gender discrimination claims against Goldman Sachs. So just another example of a case that Judge Torres has ruled on. The briefing in that case was completed last November, and the decision was issued in mid-March of this year. So just to give you guys a timeline on another type of case, the point is, this is a complicated case and will continue to take time, more time than we wanted. And he ends the tweet thread there, so wanted to thank James K. Filan for letting us know that. His opinion, of course, this could change. This isn't set in stone by any means, but I will link this in the description of this video if you guys are interested in following this further, if you guys are interested in all those legal requirements that I skipped over. Okay, there's also this, guys, Ripple partner Finastra. They are teaming up with a company called EcoTree to provide a green offering for banks. So we are starting to see more of this carbon emission footprint on the blockchain, positive for the environment, this kind of thing emerge from these cryptocurrency, blockchain-related companies. So Finastra, who is Ripple-enabled, has teamed up with a sustainable forestry company, EcoTree, to provide banks with a means to remove the carbon footprint associated with both the running and implementation of its technology. Under the program, EcoTree will plan to grow trees in biodiverse and sustainable forests across Europe to counter the impact of emissions generated with both the implementation and running of Finastra's software. Finastra will also use the service to balance its own emissions, supporting its goal to become carbon neutral by, you guessed it, the year 2030. It's funny that all these companies, well, is it funny or is it just fact that all these companies are looking for their target goal to be 2030? All in line with, coincidentally, or maybe not so coincidentally, the United Nations Transforming Our World, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, as I've gone over in previous videos that I've done. Also, is it any surprise that Finastra is also listed on the World Economic Forum's website? So, you know, it sounds as though all these things check out. They are a Ripple partner as well, and Ripple, as we know, also listed on the World Economic Forum website. So all these goals, this agenda seems to coordinate. Anyway, thought I'd bring this to you since they are a Ripple-enabled company. And now Finastra is partnering with EcoTree to continue with their sustainable development project. Interesting news there. Wanted to keep going, though. The Cryptic Poet brought this to my attention. Air Europa becomes the first airline to mint a plane ticket on the Algorand blockchain. So here's the news here. Travelex, the company building the travel industry's first blockchain-based distribution protocol, and Air Europa, the third largest Spanish airline flying to over 60 destinations around the world, announced the close of their first NFT flight ticket, or NF ticket, auction for just over about $1 million in USDC. Travelex was born to reimagine the travel industry and accelerate its adoption of Web3. So we're going to hear a lot more about Web3 in the coming months and years. By tokenizing travel inventory into NFTs that can be exchanged through the blockchain ecosystem, along with digital stablecoins, a simple integration will enable a whole new world of use cases, allowing travel suppliers to enhance and make their inventory distribution more efficient and profitable. And if I just go down here in the article, article, TravelX did leverage Algorand, the world's most decentralized, scalable, and secure blockchain infrastructure, to mint the NF ticket. Algorand is a fully carbon-negative blockchain designed from the beginning for minimal environmental impact. And here's another quote. Sustainability has been a core component of Algorand since its inception, said Algorand founder Silvio Micali. We are excited to provide the blockchain infrastructure to enable TravelX to change the world of travel in an environmentally friendly way. I mean, air travel is inherently not environmentally friendly considering all the gasoline it consumes. I suppose, if more people are in a plane, it becomes more environmentally friendly. But, I'm sure you guys understand the irony of all these World Economic Forum leaders flying their private jets to Davos to talk about climate change. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that today, but again, another use case here for the Algorand blockchain, now partnering with TravelX to mint NF tickets or NFT tickets on the blockchain. So interesting news there. Wanted to thank the Cryptic Poet for bringing that to my attention. Also, this coming from RippleX, and this is what they posted on their Twitter tomorrow, which is today. They are going to be hosting a Twitter Spaces, so I will link this in the description if you guys are interested. It's going to happen at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosting a Twitter Spaces with the winners of the New Year New NFT XRPL Hackathon. Tune in at 11 a.m. Pacific Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear about the developer stories and their projects, and you can ask questions there, so you can set a reminder. The link is right here. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that real quickly. And also this, guys, with regards to Ripple partner Tranglo, we launched Ripple's on-demand liquidity across our payment corridors last month, and businesses are reaping the benefit. So now they are proclaiming how their platform is benefiting their customers. They posted this blog post here. They discuss how high transaction costs and long wait times have been a pain point for their particular business, something that Ripple has gone on about for years now. That's why it's frustrating to have to pre-fund international accounts before paying vendors that are located in different countries with fragmented payment systems and infrastructures. Simply put, pre-funding ties up working capital you could use to grow your business your way, and this is one of the reasons why these SMEs, small to medium-sized businesses, really love RippleNet or Ripple-enabled companies like Tranglo. The capital that they would otherwise use to pre-fund payments, well, now they can use that capital for advertising or payroll or some other way that they see fit. If you are a modern finance leader or remittance business CEO, you already know that the costs of pre-funding can add up fast, so more just on that. Just down here, Ripple's blockchain and payments report shone a light on businesses' thirst for better payment experiences and real-time settlement or RTS, and the report showed 59% of respondents say real-time settlements for cross-border payments is key to business growth, 70% said RTS, real-time settlements, can drive business expansion, and 68% over here said real-time settlements can drive market share gains. Down here, they talk a little bit about RippleNet and their on-demand liquidity service specifically, and the fact that Ripple agreed to acquire a 40% stake in Tranglo back last year. Here at Tranglo, we want to free up as much working capital as possible for businesses and to help you drive growth and onboard more customers. You don't need to lock your funds into one currency, which is, gives you the flexibility, right? Businesses don't want to or should not have to be tied to one specific currency. Your business doesn't need wads of starting capital either, but by using ODL and the digital asset XRP to bridge two currencies in as little as 3 seconds, payments are sent quickly and received in local currency on the other side of the transaction. So with Tranglo and RippleNet, say hello to on-demand liquidity and goodbye to complicated cross-border payments. Boom. One use case here for Tranglo, real-time settlement payments, where we are seeing the XRP cryptocurrency being utilized today. This is great news, and it brings me to the next tweet that I wanted to bring up. Guys, this is a breaking interview here from CNBC. Christine Tan interviews Bill Winters of Standard Chartered. This brought to me by Wilbur54-XRP here on Twitter, using, for example, Ripple's XRP as a medium for cross-border payments. In this interview, the CEO of Standard Chartered Bank acknowledges XRP is the king token to handle currency exchange means. The genie is out of the bottle and it will be the norm. So this interview is actually from a few days ago now, but it has just hit Twitter. Let me play you guys this. Listen to what Bill Winters from Standard Chartered Bank has to say about RippleNet and XRP.
Countries like Switzerland and China all testing out the digital currencies. How are you gearing up for the disruption of money with central bank digital currencies? How will it change the way you and other banks operate in future?
Probably fundamentally. While we're not formally involved, no foreign banks are involved in the Chinese ECNY, I think we're as close to that as we can be to understand how that digital currency can be used for cross-border trade. Going back 5 years, we had digital currency underpinned trade finance, and money settlement systems, and using as a medium of exchange, using things like Ripple's XRP, for example, as a medium to affect real-time cross-border payments.
Boom goes the dynamite. Bill Winters from Standard Chartered Bank saying flat out using Ripple's XRP as an example for these cross-border payments. And you can see here, he's saying that they had been trialing it for years now. Enter the ECNY, China's digital CBDC, their digital yuan. And now see how the landscape is changing? Well, all these banks are going to have to find a solution, and Standard Chartered Bank, going back to what they trialed several years ago, stating that, okay, we've trialed this, we have an idea of how this can work, and now that the stage is set, now that the platform is ready, we can confidently use something like RippleNet and XRP in order to be part of the future of finance. So this is just one example of a banking executive stating this. I'm sure there are a multitude that are going to jump on board once we see regulatory clarity across the board, because we got to remember, right, in the United States, for example, XRP still in the courts. But, as per James Filan here, it's looking like we are going to get a verdict, hopefully sooner rather than later. But the judge is going to take her time, and as he mentioned here, I think the more realistic timeline for summary judgment motions would be opening briefs in either July or August, and then all the briefing completed by either October or November. It's looking like that's the timeline he is seeing here. It could happen sooner. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.